Also in Texas, a tent facility to hold immigrant teenagers who cross the border without a parent has just reopened. It's been closed since 2019 after the Trump administration was criticized for the poor conditions there. This as President Biden tries to get his immigration bill passed. Let's bring immigration attorney Steve Maggi into the conversation. And Steve, just last week, U.S. border agents encountered more than 1,500 migrant children. What do you think about this controversial facility being reopened and the other migrant facilities on the southern border?
I think the question is, what else can you do? President Biden has reopened the doors to people who want to apply for asylum. What are you going to do? Just let them sleep on the street? I mean, you have to put them in a facility. And if that's the only facility that's available, then you have to go with that. And you have to try to maximize the safety there, make sure the numbers are not too much in terms of COVID, and maybe run that facility better than it was run under the Trump administration. But the alternative is really to do nothing with them and to let them lay there and die away. I mean, and get sick. And I think that it's a very difficult position for the president to be in, but you have to offer them whatever housing you have at that time and in that facility or in that area.
Okay, earlier this month, the White House press secretary pleaded with migrants not to come. Let's listen.
Now is not the time to come, and the vast majority of people will be turned away.
Yeah, you know, the administration has its hands full right now trying to control the pandemic and vaccine distribution, but President Biden is trying to get his immigration bill passed. Why do you think he's tackling immigration right now?
I think that he has no choice but to tackle everything at the same time because he knows that it will take so long to get something like comprehensive immigration reform passed. What we see now in the bill that's proposed will probably change 10, 15 different times before it turns into something that's palatable for both sides. And that's true across the board with all the different issues that we have in the U.S. in terms of restructuring or rebuilding the country on top of what's happening with COVID. So I think that he absolutely had to give his mandate and say, I'm going to tackle all these separate issues. There's executive orders and memorandum that are out now about a lot of other issues as well. And that's because he's setting his agenda. And so I think that's what he's doing. He's saying, this is my overall plan. Let's try to do this. But he's tackling many things on different fronts. I don't think that means that it's impossible to do. It just means that it has to be out there now or it will never be on the table and it won't move forward.
The administration confirmed on Monday that it's scrapping the Trump administration changes to the U.S. Citizenship Test, which made the exam longer and more difficult. What are your thoughts on that, to a shorter test?
I think that it's fine. I think the test as it was working just right. And to add additional questions, I don't think was necessary. I think that President Trump was just trying to find more obstacles or to dissuade a lot of people who were already scared about taking the test from actually taking it. And what President Biden wants to do is move everybody forward in this process. So if you're a green card holder, move on to become a citizen and let other people come in and get the green card. So I think it makes sense to simplify it as long as they're passing the criminal background checks, the national security checks, and paying their taxes. There's no reason why the test should be difficult.
All right, Steve Maggi, immigration attorney, always great to speak with you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Christine, as always.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell to get updates to all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.